Hello there, guys, and welcome back to my channel, to what should be a player ratings and live reaction stream following Chelsea 4, Brighton Hove Albion 2. But realistically, it is a continuation of the Cole Palmer show. Oh my God, what a player. What a player. Cole Palmer is an absolute joke. Is he the best player in the world? Is he actually the best player in the world? Because we talk about, the Ballon d'Or. I mean, probably Rodri. But everybody other than Rodri, I mean, Vinicius does something, has a game like this, once every 10 and a half years? What a joke. That free kick. I could not believe my eyes. I absolutely could not believe my eyes. Shout out to everybody that has tuned in already. Cranky Pants, Buzzard Live TV, Loco Coco Pops. What a name. Fatutu Biodun. Sorry if I butchered your name, my guy. Welcome, everybody. As you can see, just me today, because I was like, recently I've had only one guest on these post-match streams. And I was like, I'm not really feeling the vibe with just one guest. I feel like to bounce off each other, we kind of need three people. So I'm like, let me do it alone myself today and have a lovely little chat with my whole chat as I watch my girlfriend run through my garden and I think trip over. I hope she's okay, but I'm sure she will be. But yes, welcome everybody in the chat. Shout out to you as well. Ricky, he says, if we had better PR, he'd be a Ballon d'Or shout, no doubt. I mean, the fact that we came sixth and weren't in Europe last season probably didn't help. But I mean, wasn't the stat before this week and the Cole Palmer had 39 goals and assists in 38 games? And now, well, that makes it I guess 42 in the last 39. Utterly unbelievable. The one thing I will say is, well, two things I will say is, Robert Sanchez is a complete and utter liability, and we need to do something about it. And secondly, just a shame that Nicholas Jackson left his clinicalness in London Stadium, because obviously he was absolutely outrageously clinical there, and today he could have scored 3, if not 4, and unfortunately didn't. So that was a bit of a shame. Also, what a first half, 6 goals, and then nothing happens in the second half, mostly because we just missed everything. But yeah, shouts out to all of you guys. Buzzard Live TV says 2 goals, 1 free kick, and a penalty is 4 goals. Narrational. Quick maths. I mean, quick maths. Bloody hell. If you can hear background noises around me, by the way, my neighbors are every few minutes drilling something, so please do excuse that. Please do excuse that. But yes, at the end of the day, Chelsea 4, Brighton and Hove Albion 2. Ladies and gentlemen, please put it in the chat. How you feeling? Let me know. I want your thoughts. Like I say, I want to go back and forth with you guys today. I really want to involve you guys. So place your vote in the chat. Who was your man of the match? Joke. I only gave you Cole Palmer to vote for, because as if we had Kepa, we would have kept the clean sheet. To be fair, that's another thing. Obviously, we'll talk about the individual players, but Robert Sanchez obviously cost us 2 goals today with 2 absolute monster bozo moments, which, that's why I don't like and rate him. But to be fair to him, he also actually made a fair few really good saves. So, it's one of those weird ones. Puzzle Life TV says, my neighbors are great. Whenever I play loud music, they smash my window so they can hear it better. Brilliant. Fantastic. We could have scored 8 today. Yeah, we literally could have done, arguably we should have done, whether it's 8, 6, 7, 10. We could have easily scored 10. I mean, the Madueke chance, Palmer himself when he hit the post, the couple of really close offside calls, 1-4 for Jadon Sancho, all of the ones for Jackson, like he easily could have scored a hat-trick, if not 4. So, I mean, there has to be a discussion. Enzo Fernandez so weak defensively. I mean, yeah, we will discuss it. It's a tricky one. The only thing I will say is once Enzo Fernandez came off, we didn't have a single chance anymore. Now, sure, a lot of other reasons for that, obviously. But yeah, I thought we were much worse once he had come off the pitch. But yeah, LS Jake says, so happy, not even slightly convinced by us defensively. Phil gets bypassed instantly. Don't get me started on Bob Sanchez too. I don't think the whole midfield thing is like, I think people just sometimes ignore that we play good teams. Don't ignore, guys, please, that Brighton hadn't lost a game this season. Brighton hadn't lost a single game this season. Drew against Arsenal as well. Like, the only 2 Premier League games Chelsea lost in the last, in 2024 was against Arsenal and City, obviously. But that game against Arsenal was 5. No, it was Pochball. But still, Brighton are not that bad. I just can't believe how average we made Brighton look today. Like LC said in the chat, we could have scored 8. We really could have done. Brighton were unbeaten until today. How on earth did we create so many chances? Like, you can talk about, like, our midfield got passed through too easily, but Do you know what I mean? Like maybe there was some more plans to that than just saying, okay, we get walked through too easily. Maybe this is kind of how it happens. Puzzle Live TV says Maresca got his subs great, a bit late, but bang on. I would have taken Gusto off personally, not because he did anything wrong, but because he obviously just came back from injury. I know played the half against Barrow, but yeah, so that surprised me a little bit, but there you go. If he's fine, he's fine. I mean, Ricky says, Enzo played good today. This agenda against him is terrible. I kind of agree. I'm not sure good. We'll look at the stats. We'll look at everything together. But yeah, I do think that's a slight bit of an overreaction. Let me get the FOPMOB screen up for you guys so we can look at some stats, because we only had 41% possession today, which is kind of crazy. But an XG of 3.19, and we scored 4, and we feel like we should have scored 8 because obviously in particular Cole Palmer's free kick. I mean, let's click through it actually. Can I, if I go to stats and I go to Palmer's goal, where is it? That one. 0.04 XG. That is crazy. But yeah, obviously we had 6 big chances, missed 4 of them. We had less passes, quite a significant number less. Also, our passing accuracy wasn't particularly great. It was a weird game because we didn't play your typical Maresca ball today. Like we really didn't. Like I say, 41% possession. In the first half, I think it was 36. And obviously in the first half is when we essentially won the game. So yeah, that is kind of crazy. That is kind of unbelievable. But I just think what it shows is that Maresca is, first of all, very intelligent. Second of all, a very good manager. And that he knows, okay, I have my way of playing. But if the best way to beat an opponent is slightly different to that, I will play slightly differently to that. And I absolutely adore that. Sorry, let me take a sip of water, please. My apologies. Like I say, just myself today because I thought, let me go back and forth with the chat. Let's have that conversation. Couture Criminal says Brighton played with Kadioglu and Hinchelwood as 2 inside forwards. Yeah, Brighton were a bit mental today, but one thing I will say is, and as much as people will say, we got to pass too easily to midfield, and as much as people say we destroyed them other than the Sanchez Howlers, Brighton's pressing was pretty unbelievable, and that's kind of why we had to play the way we played. But once we beat their press, and we did on many occasions, we had them done. And like I say, Jackson could have scored a hat-trick, Palmer could have scored more, Madueke could have scored so many goals that we could have scored. We scored 2 offside goals, obviously Jadon Sancho in the first half, Cucurella in the second half. Okay, Cucurella was after a corner, so like a bit of a different kind of offside. But even still, West Ham, we didn't as well. We didn't what? Not sure what you said. Puzzle Live TV said we made sure we didn't let them get out of their own half until we had got 2 goals ahead. Well, yeah, except when Sanchez got involved. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, the stats, you can see them on screen. Unreal, mate. Up the Chelsea. Big up yourself, Andre. Big up everybody. Big up Freddie. Same name as McCap. So shout out you. But yeah, look at a few more of the stats. Like I say, we had 7 shots on target. Brighton had 5. Still good. Both had the same amount of shots in total. So it wasn't like we completely dominated everything. But when you look at like expected goals, chance creation, we were much, much better. We hit the post. Actually, didn't we? We hit the woodwork twice because Palmer hit it and Madueke hit it. So I'm not sure why it only says 1 here, because Madueke definitely also hit the outside of the post. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. I mean, we can look at more stats if you want to. We won more of the tackles, which is good. I guess we had less interceptions because we didn't. We played a bit differently to that, I suppose. But yeah, duels was quite good. Interestingly, both teams won 49 duels. Ground duels, we won more of. Aerial duels, they won more of. So isn't that interesting? Successful dribbles, 13. They had 11. It's interesting set of stats. Obviously, Cole Palmer, 9.9 rating. And that's the crazy thing. Cole Palmer could have so easily had not only 4 goals, but he should have had 5 goals, because obviously the chance that he missed where he hit the post. Yeah, actually, I forget another one. The chance where he put it just wide with his right foot. And then the amount of assists he should have had. My God, it is crazy. Sanchez's new nickname, Clean Sheet. I don't get that joke, but yeah. Jackson didn't finish. No, today he really didn't finish. That is unfortunate. K-Star Games says, I love your channel. It's unbiased and objective. Keep up the good work. See, I appreciate you, my guy. I try to be objective. I try to be unbiased. Sometimes the chat thinks I'm super biased. The only thing I will say is, I might have an agenda against Kieran Dewsbury Hall. But thankfully, we wasted so much money on him that he doesn't even make the squad. So, brilliant. But yeah, we'll get to that. Big K says, I think we played well. Football is about entertainment at the end of the day. And this was a very entertaining game. I'm not sure if football is necessarily about entertainment. Maybe the Premier League is about entertainment. But it's sadly in the first half, it felt more like a WWE match than a Premier League game. But yeah, Jackson was angry today and pissed and pissed. He's scored 2 next week. I think so, and I hope so. Yeah, Jackson was annoyed at himself today for not scoring, and to be fair, so should he be. He should have scored more today. But this is kind of part of the game. You know, Jackson missed some today. Palmer missed some another day. Okay, Palmer even missed some. Even today missed some, even though he still scored 4. Couture said Palmer got upset when it went to 3-2, and he said, "Let me end it now." Yeah, literally. We are blessed to witness generational greatness with Palmer. Seriously. No, but guys, can we have a quick conversation about this, by the way? Let me bring this up as I go along here. I mean, I might as well bring it up from Fabrizio as well, because, you know, that's how big it was today. Let me just scroll a little moment further. Where is it? Hello. There it is. You know what happened today, guys? You know what happened? Something kind of unbelievable and shocking happened today. Obviously, we talk about Cole Palmer, how great he is, blah, blah, blah. But let me bring this up. Cole Palmer is the first player in Premier League history to score 4 goals in the first half of a Premier League game. Now, I assume that there was probably a couple of players that scored 4 goals in the second half of Premier League games. Otherwise, it probably would say just a half. And he should have scored more and should have added more to it in the second half. But oh my God. Wow. Wow, sorry, I've got a bit of reflex today, my bad. Excuse that, but oh my God, Cole Palmer, I almost want to give him a standing ovation. What a player. Can we talk about that free kick? Unfortunately, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to show a video that was recorded in the stadium. You know what? Who gives a shit? Let's do it. Let me quickly get to my group chat here, where a few minutes ago earlier, a video from someone in the stands was sent of this Palmer free kick, and I'll show it to you guys. Save to downloads, I guess. Is it downloading it? Not sure if it's doing it. Why? See, this is the only problem when I do things myself, because, well, I'm the only person here, ain't I? So I can't talk and do things at the same time. But let me add a video clip. Downloads, WhatsApp video. And then, don't have enough space, my days. Okay, I need to delete a few more pictures first. See, because Lewis and I, I'm not sure if you're aware, but Lewis and I, we share the StreamYard account. So we both upload like overlays and just the videos and whatever else, various things. So this is always when it's a bit unfortunate that I can't fit the video clip that I would actually like. Does it let me do it now? Yes, I think it is uploading it. Yes, so I can actually play the clip, and hopefully, please don't, Premier League, don't copyright me. It's just a video from the stands. It's just a goal. I mean, just relax. Let's play it. All right, guys. Did you see that goal, guys? It is unbelievable. One of the best goals I've ever seen. Obviously, the goalkeeper got an ever so tiny finger to it, which obviously made it hit the side netting. But my God, he is an absolute monster, that guy. An absolute monster. He's also the first player to score so quickly 4 goals with 2 goals, free kick and a pen. Yeah, first of all, that. He also scored it in 21 minutes or something. It's an absolute joke. Palmer should have had 5 goals, 4 assists today. No joke. 6 goals. Think about the one where he hit the post and the one that he put wide with his right for a second half. Absolutely mental. Top right hand bin. I laughed and almost spit my Guinness. Yeah, no, exactly. The commentators were complaining about Palmer not scoring a Stamford Bridge in the Premier League this season. Were they? Absolute numpties. Yeah, I mean, absolute numpties. I'm also really happy about just that we won today, because obviously we've been really good on the road in the Premier League. 6-2 at Wolves. 3-0 at West Ham and everything. Also, obviously, won in the Carabao Cup in midweek at home, but we hadn't actually won a league home game yet this season. And say we hadn't won today, the narrative in the media, of course, would have been, 3 home games for Maresca, 3 home games for Chelsea, no wins yet, this and that. Do you know what I mean? All that waffle. And thankfully, we don't have to worry about that. We won 4-2. Again, we should have won 5-6, 7-2, but we did. But hey, it is what it is. Shall we get to the squad, guys? Because I know it's just me, but I would still like to talk about each player individually. I think that would still be a lot of fun. But I really do want to involve you guys. So please always get involved in our conversations and what you think about a player. Let's talk about Rob Sanchez first, shall we? Goals conceded 2, goals prevented minus 0.11. So that is brilliant. He still made 4 saves, but oh my God, what a stinker. What a stinker from him. What is he doing? Now, let's quickly talk about that first goal, right? So we need to also include Caicedo. Caicedo kind of wins the ball back in our half. In our box. And then instead of clearing it, for whatever reason, he passes it 3 yards to Colwell, who seems to also have been like, why did you pass me the ball? Then Colwell kind of cleared the ball a bit weirdly. It was almost like he was playing rugby and like trying to punt the ball as long as he could, rather than actually a football clearance. That clearance gets blocked. The ball is then kind of just floating through the air in our box. All of a sudden, Sanchez comes flying out like an absolute madman, misses the ball completely, clatters into Cucurella and the Brighton player, and then just completely misses the ball. And the Brighton player, I forget who it was that actually scored, basically just bobbles the ball over the line with his head because Sanchez was lying on the floor miles next to the ball. I cannot understand what he was doing. I cannot understand what he was thinking. And the second goal, I mean, he tries to pass it to Caicedo, an absolutely shocking pass, an absolutely diabolical pass. Like, let's be real, an absolutely diabolical pass. Nothing that Caicedo can do about it, and they finish straight away. And yeah, I mean, he would have just, obviously that was at 3-1, then that made it 3-2, then obviously we made it 4-2. What do we give Sanchez? Guys, help me in the chat. What do we give Sanchez today? Because he still made some good saves, right? He still made some good saves. So I think the best thing to do today is to start with a clown emoji. All right, start with the clown and then give him a somewhat normal rating. I mean, Puzzle Live TV says 5. The Demonin says 1. I would say because of the clown emoji, we don't have to go quite as drastic as a 1. Sorry, did his job. Excuse me. What do you mean he did his job? No, bro. Like, I appreciate you for being here, being active in the chat. Love you for that. But what do you mean? What do you mean he did his job? He did the opposite of his job. The whole point is that he didn't do his job. I think, anyway. I mean, he still made some good saves. Let's not. Well, to be fair. Fair. H says 3. Criminal says Rutter. That doesn't give me a rating, but, you know, he nearly cost us the game. Puzzle. Come on. No, absolutely, bro. I'm just saying, if I give him a clown emoji, I don't, the actual number, I don't want to be too harsh, because then I can just give him a clown emoji. I mean, 4.5, 5, to be fair. 4.5 from Fire Red as well. Sanchez will be Sanchez. Sanchez will be Sanchez. Honestly, I would have taken him off. I would have brought Jorgensen on. Lico was unlucky. Yeah, 100%. I think that's the best way to put it. Sure, we can sit here now and slate Nico Jackson, and, you know, I'm sure some people on Twitter will. They will probably go slate him and say, this is why we want Osimhen. By the way, did you see Osimhen's miss for Galatasaray in the other day? Pretty hilarious. If Jackson missed that, my God, we wouldn't have never heard the end of it. Tristan, I don't know if Maresca will fix Sancho's passing or if he will find another goalkeeper. Well, probably just the latter, but probably only next summer. And how good that new goalkeeper will be is a different question. Freddie says A. You know, because I'm going to give him a clown, plus the clown, I'm going to give him a 4. Because he still made some good saves. You know what? Let's get rid of the clown and give him a 2. How about that? Because I don't know, the clown looks weird. Either I give him a full clown and no rating, or just give him a rating. So that's what I'm doing. Lee Enzo, welcome back, Lee. Good to see you, mate. He says, great win today, but the boys at the back and the keeper need sharpening up. We could be a threat to anyone with the quality going forward. See, I think you guys are a bit harsh on our defensive line. Like, I think this was 95% Sanchez today. Okay, Caicedo should have just cleared the ball instead of that weird pass back to Colwell. But otherwise, we were good defensively. Like, they didn't create much. And again, let's not forget, they're shit. Sorry, they're not shit. They hadn't lost until today. Like, I don't know. I feel like people are forgetting that a little bit. Rutter was sorry. I thought you meant what he had an absolute like Rutter. I was like, first. H says, him being Sanchez doesn't excuse his performance and mistakes. He needs to fix up because Jorgensen has looked decent and he will be going for the number 1 position. Well, 100%. 100%. And at some point, Sanchez will probably, obviously I don't hope he gets injured, but obviously last season he got injured. So if that happens again, I think Jorgensen could happen. Good. The whistle went when it did, and Kunku was about to start unloading. Unloading on who and what? I might have missed whatever you're talking about, Mason. So please elaborate. Are you his love child? Whose love child? You're harsher than me, Laurenz. Sorry. On Sanchez? No, I'm not. Palmer or Hazard? Oof, no, you still got to pick Hazard for now. But my God, Palmer is up there, man. He's moving up there. Shout out you, Kevin, by the way. Shout out you. And shout out Cole Palmer once again. Let's get back to the FOTMOB screen and let's look at the stats of the next defender, shall we? of the first defender. Obviously, we moved on from Robert Sanchez. I guess let's do Levi Colwill first. Decent passing accuracy, I suppose. 38 out of 40. It could be better. Let's be real, for centre back. But he played a couple of outrageously good passes. There was this one to Enzo where he broke the lines, and then Enzo found Palmer, and that's when Palmer then hit the post. There was an outrageous pass from Levi Colwill. Not everything was great that Colwill did. Long balls obviously could have been a bit better, but we certainly focused on long balls today because Brighton just pressed so high. So it would have been silly not to play long balls, really, when you think about it. But ground duels still 3 out of 4 is good. Aerial duels should be a tad better as a centre back. But I would give Colwill overall. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, put it in the chat. What would you give Levi Colwill? I'd probably say, if I can just switch the tabs one more time to the other screen, I'd probably say like 6.5. Would people go along with that? Maybe like 6.5 to 7, somewhere in that region. Puzzle Live TV says 6. Kept this line and very vocal. Yeah, absolutely. Ricky, once we start winning trophies, we can compare to Hazard. Yeah, fair enough. Today I saw him acting like a leader. I rated that today. Really growing on me. Is that Levi Colwill you're talking about, bro? Or is that still Sanchez? Obviously, I don't know. Maybe you're a couple of seconds behind or whatever. No need too greedy. Yeah, greedy. Just not his day. Not his day. I think next week we might see Neto start in the Premier League, to be honest. H says, defensively, we actually look good, especially Colwill, in terms of actually stopping the opposition, building up from the back and scoring. We're doing well. Individual mistakes are the problem for us. Yeah, no, I do agree with that. Now, I'm sure there's moments where people walk through our midfield and through our team a bit too easily, but part of that is also to provide more stability behind that, and also because we press in front of that. And sometimes they will beat the press, and then, of course, there's going to be a bit more gaps. But also very often, we're going to stop the ball from, them playing it out like we did on a couple of occasions today, and then have a huge chance ourselves. On Colwill, yeah, fair enough. Acting like a leader. I mean, to be honest, Mason, that's one of my favorite things about Colwill actually for a little while, but fair dues. Fire Rate says 6. Kevin says 6 as well. Was Colwill playing? Well, he was. So, I mean, for a defender, you could argue it's a good thing you're not noticing him rather than a bad thing. So, I'll make that case for him. Even though I know I've seen a couple of 6s from you guys, I'll be honest. I'll give him a 6.5 anyway. I'm sorry, guys, because I simply didn't feel he did much wrong. I mean, sure, he could have cleared that one a bit better, but I feel like that was more Caicedo putting him into trouble than anything else. By the way, I would have seriously expected us to kind of shift Gusto, or I guess Cucurella, but mostly Gusto into a midfield 3, which we did on occasion. But let me actually show you something, guys, because let me bring up SofaScore with, well, how's that then? I literally had this up and now it's gone away. So I'll bring it up again here. Lineups and then players' average positions. Look at this. So we kind of had a back 4, and weirdly, the centre back's higher than the fullbacks. Isn't that strange? I think that's strange. And then obviously, Caicedo and Enzo here. So Gusto certainly did push into here, but because we had less possession than Brighton, that obviously changes the average position how it looks, and it looks much more like a flat back 4 than a midfield 2 and then a front 4. Much more than maybe usual. Oh, you mean Mudryk? Who am I talking about? I don't know. You guys are confusing me now. You guys are confusing me. But look at the average positions. Isn't it interesting? Like I say, today more of a flat back 4 than the 3-3-4 or the 3. Well, so either we play a 3-3-4 or we play a 3-2-4-1 usually, right? So yeah, but today it seemed more like, purely because we had a little bit less possession than maybe usual, and then than the opponent. That's why it was more of a clear back 4. Let's go to Wesley Fofana, who I thought had a really good game. Now, he made that foul towards the end of the game, but sure, maybe that wasn't necessary where he got booked. But still, 82% passing accuracy is pretty good. It's a bit better than Colwill as well. Can't speak anymore. My apologies, guys. When it's just me, it's a bit more difficult because I'm doing all the talking, isn't it? Accurate long balls, 1 out of 2. It's okay. Tackles, 2 out of 2. That's strong. Ground duels, 3 out of 6. Okay, could be a bit better, but not awful. Aerial duels, well, at least he won 1. Colwill didn't. Honestly, I'll give Fofana. I mean, Kevin says 7. Well, Puzzle Live says 6.5. Gusty ended up covering Madueke, who played crap. I mean, I think crap is a bit harsh, but maybe I hear you. H says, obviously, for Levi, back to him, 7. See, for me, guys, sorry, I'm jumping the tab so much. Let me know if that annoys you, right? I think I'll give him a 6.5 as well, because I think he was a bit better defensively and a bit more important, but Colwill was better at passing. So I think roughly that evens itself out. And both of them having a 6.5 to me sounds fair. Fernando 5? Are you a hater or are you a troller? I don't know. Definitely better than Levi. Yeah, I hear that. I just think defensively, I might agree with you. But I think on the ball, in terms of passing, I don't agree with that. I would have preferred Tosin than Fofi. I just don't think Tosin gives us enough pace. Now, let me quickly elaborate why I say that on Puzzle TV. You can then tell me whether you disagree. Because obviously, again, I know with the average formations that didn't happen so much today as other days. But what Maresca likes to do is invert the right back to almost play like a right center mid. And then obviously the back three becomes this shape. And then this right center back role has to defend the wide areas. And when he has to defend the wide areas, that's when I don't want Tosin there. Now, Tosin in the last game against West Ham looked really good, but Tosin in the last game didn't play where Fofana played today because Fofana had to play right back and we inverted from the left side. So because of that, if you would have played Tosin instead of Fofana today, Tosin would have had to cover the wide areas, and I don't want Tosin doing that. I think he's a bit too big, a bit too immobile, and not as quick. Like, he's not slow, but Fofana is quick as shit. Quick as shit in long distance, quick as shit in acceleration. He's mobile, and he's aggressive. Now, sometimes maybe overly aggressive, but I still think because it combines quite well with Colwell, I think that's actually a nice combination. Now, again, Puzzle Live TV, if you disagree or anybody else disagrees, that's fine. But that's my logic why I was actually more happy with Fofana than if it would have been Tosin. He would have outplayed Dunk. Sure. Found him shaky, but 6 is okay. Shaky. Fair enough. 6.5. Like JC says, ladies and gentlemen, guys, hit the like and subscribe for Cold Flipping Palmer, ladies and gentlemen, please do. Obviously, I mean, some people might have noticed the growth hasn't been that great recently. So if you're here and you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. It really would mean a lot to me. Hit the like button as well, because just all of you, please hit that like button. I can see how many likes we got, actually, if I press the right buttons, which I haven't so far. So let me quickly look at that. We have 43 likes as of right now, even though now it all of a sudden isn't showing it to me anymore. 43 likes, I think. So all of you guys, please go down below and let's get to 100 likes right now. Everybody here, just one click of a button, hit that like button for me. I would massively appreciate that. Mason says, I'm still open to all options, not setting for Fofana yet. No, I hear that. I just, you know who would be great in that right center back role? Trev Chalobah. But obviously he's gone. But I can't complain too much at the moment, can I? JC says, wait, I thought earning a penalty don't count as an assist. No, it doesn't officially. But unofficially, I'm counting it. That's why I put it on screen. Dunk was Gandalf around about. It's true. Big K says, I think our backline has been too inconsistent over seasons, too many changes. Yeah, but that's also kind of why I like that we're doing it in the Prem now, because obviously it was only due to the right back injuries. Otherwise, we're pretty much using the same team. Oh, sorry, Laurenz. Hitting like now. Appreciate you, my guy. Tosin has clocked faster time than any other centre-back at the club. He's faster than Fofana. Yeah, but maybe he is even a bit quicker long distance. I don't know. I think that's difficult to like, just because he has a dislike. I mean, to be honest, dislike is better than nothing, but please hit like instead. Just because he's clocked that speed doesn't mean he's actually fast. It might have just had a situation to run for longer distance at quicker speed. But I think in acceleration, I don't think it's a debate that Fofana is significantly quicker. When you have to defend the wide areas against out-and-out wingers like a Mitoma, I don't want Tosin doing that personally. I mean, hey, everyone will have their own opinion. Seemingly a few of you agree, whether it's Gerald, Crispy, or Puzzle Live TV. He's taller, but I don't want him to be taller. I think the taller is a problem when it's about defending wide areas because it makes you less mobile, bigger, higher center of gravity, makes it more difficult to turn. It's not an ideal thing. I rate Tosin more than Fofana. I do not, but I rate it. I still can't get over the fact that Sancho has more assists this season than all of Man United forwards combined. That is funny. Gusto did have Mitoma in his pocket. But yeah, to be fair, guys, the way the game went and the way obviously we didn't constantly have this 3-back, the way it was very often just a 4-back and Gusto just in his actual right back position, you could have played Tosin. But also, please, guys, don't forget that Fofana was injured for a whole season. I know he's played a fair few now recently, but still, he was out for a whole season. I think you guys give him a bit of time. We still are nowhere near the best version of Wesley Fofana, at least in my opinion. Let's go over to the actual fullbacks today. I'll switch to the screen to FotMob again so we can look at their stats. So we, get that information as well. I guess we do Cucurella first because obviously Gusto did some inverting. Cucurella, I thought, was utterly phenomenal again today. He got taken off. I presume he will probably start against Ghent on Thursday. Otherwise, why would he have been taken off? And he was obviously booked. And obviously with Renato Vega coming on, you added some height and physicality in that position, which is good. but decent passing accuracy, only misplaced 5 passes, which is obviously pretty good. Didn't have any tackles, which is surprising. Didn't have a lot of anything, really. But I thought it was fantastic. There was one moment in the second half where I think they had a corner first, or was it just a cross? Certainly a cross coming into the box from open play, or a corner. But Cucurella headed it clear. Then it fell to a Brighton player at the edge of the box, and I was shouting at my TV, someone closing down. And then who is steaming outside the box like an absolute madman? Yeah, exactly. Marc Cucurella himself, who first cleared it and then blocked the follow-up shot as well. I love Cucurella. I'm such a huge fan of Marc Cucurella. Cucurella might be the most informed left back this year. He might well be. He absolutely might well be. Looked at my screen for a second and saw a beautiful Laurenz face. No more goatee. No, it's if you're not watched, I've actually got rid of the goatee fairly long. See, I didn't actually only grow a goatee. I grew facial hair, but the facial hair grew. Just wanted to see what comes out of it. But there you go. Kaki Super Poodle 7. I would probably go along with the Super Poodle and the 7. I like our backline more. People are a bit harsh. I agree, Kyle. I agree with you, bro. What am I hearing? Both 6.5. Does that go for the fullbacks? Fairs. Cranky Pan says Cuckoo is 7, really good synergy with Sancho and is so defensively solid. Can't blame him for being offside on a corner too. Yeah, no, I agree. Please send Sanchez on loan and bring Petrovic back. Sanchez is a huge blunder. I agree, Ricardo. I agree. But being offside on a corner is so funny. It is kind of funny. I don't think Cucurella was ever supposed to get the ball. I think it was just supposed to distract the goalkeeper. But yeah, guys, a couple of you in the chat have said 7 for Cucurella. Now, because I've gone a bit higher than you guys have suggested on both of the defenders so far, I was considering giving him a 7.5, but you know what? Actually, I think a 7. Now, you know what? I will push it at 0.5 higher. Will you hate me, guys, if I give him 7.5? Because I genuinely think, why? Where? Where's he gone? Makes no sense. Anyways, do you hate me? Bloody hell. I think we just had the redirect from Lewis. Ladies and gentlemen, we have nearly 300 people watching. Welcome. Please don't go anywhere. It's just me today, but we're having a good old chat with the chat. So get involved. I want all of your opinions. We're just on the verge of finishing rating Marc Cucurella. But before you go anywhere, or just stay, what is the poll? Where's Cold Pete? What is this poll? Where's Cold Pete? That's what? He's there. Yes. So shout out Lewis. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate it. Thank you everybody who's tuned in from Lewis's channel. Hit the subscribe button and hit the like button for me. Let's get to 100 likes ASAP. We won, so they could all be 10s. I mean, I guess, Fernando. I guess. 7.5. See, at least Kyle is agreeing with me. Shout out you, Kyle. JC says, by the way, has anyone feel like recently Chelsea versus Brighton feels like a derby? Yeah, a derby like playing QPR. That's what it feels like. You know what I mean? But yeah, there you go. I didn't even clock it was you, Musa. Shout out you. Appreciate you being in the chat again. Cranky says, higher the better, but not too high. Palmer's rating can't be skewed. No, it cannot. We all know what Palmer's getting. Let's be real. We all know what Palmer's getting. But yeah, shout out Marc Cucurella. Shout out him. Anybody else got anything more to add? The one thing I want to add is I don't really understand why Cucurella doesn't play with his hair tied together like we see him when he's like celebrating and dancing and shit, because he looks so much cooler like that, so much like hard, right? But then my girlfriend made a great shout. If you has his hair open and obviously as they're on his shoulder, doesn't that make it much more difficult for any opponent to grab him by the shoulder? Because as soon as he's grabbed by the shoulder on replays and stuff, it kind of looks like you're grabbing his hair. So isn't having a long open hair like a genius tactics by the footballers? When you think about it, think about it, right? Because he has his hair on his shoulder, and obviously hair pulling is strictly forbidden, except when we play Spurs and Anthony Taylor is the referee, or Mike Dean actually back then. They can't really touch him on the shoulder, can they? So when I deep it, this is kind of absolutely genius. So Cucurella, you're my guy. JC says, love how United fans hope that Palmer would be a one-season wonder. Yeah, to be honest, like I did for Harry Kane when he first had a good season for Spurs, I was like, nah, he's not gonna be that good, is he? Puzzle Life TV, Brighton versus Chelsea's derby. That's like saying Littles is in the same league as Waitrose. Yeah, but to be fair, it's a derby when we play Fulham or QPR officially. So I guess maybe it's a derby like that, like I'm saying. Madueke, get that bandana off, Laurenz, GF. Well, no, she was more like trying to explain it rather than saying that's why you should be doing it. Sup, Joe? Hope you're well. I don't mean that. Yeah. I get you guys. Super Poodle rules. That's what I'm saying. Been released from Proj Prison Ball. I'm seeing Maresca Ball. even though you said Mascara Ball. But yeah, I'll take that as well. Brighton thinks it's in our league, but I get your point. Yeah, I hear that. Let's move on to Malagusto, shall we? Who I thought had an absolute fantastic game today, actually. Not sure if you boys agree. Oh, shared to the wrong screen. My apologies. Let me bring the right screen back. I still have Cucurella up. Let me get to Malagusto. 83% pass completion. That's pretty good going. Accurate crosses, okay, could be better, but 2 out of 3 long balls, 4 out of 2 tackles honestly felt like more, if I'm honest. 11 defensive actions is strong. 4 clearances, 6 recoveries. Dribble past 5 times doesn't look great. Not sure if I always believe that stat. Supposedly lost more duels than he won, which isn't great. Maybe he wasn't quite as good as I thought. Because to me, he felt great in the game. I thought he kind of had Mitoma kind of on lock for the most part, and I thought a lot of his tackling was brilliant. And I thought he got involved in every shape of the game, really. Like Crispy is also saying 7.5. Fernando is saying 7.5 to 8. Puzzled is saying 7. Ricardo saying, a few years ago, I used to watch Gusto at Lyon. I prayed that Chelsea should buy him. And damn, my player came true. Gusto is a tremendous player with a never die attitude. Great game from all the boys. I agree, but I love the optimism. I love the positivity we have at the moment, man. Like, it just feels so good. We've won 3 Premier League games in a row, guys. 3 Premier League games in a row. I can't even believe it. It's good to be blue again. Fire blue with this home kit. You know, okay. I've got to say, I know I was a real bad hater at the beginning, but the home kit has kind of grown on me. I can't lie. I still think it will look much better once we get a sponsor on it, which may or may not be Qatar Airways. I don't think we actually spoke about this on here, but we did last week. We're linked to Qatar Airways, a new French sponsor. So let's see when that happens. He passed the eye test. I agree with you. JC. Carl says 7. What is this? A love fest? Yes, we're having a proper love fest. Do you know what I mean? But not a Diddy one. Let's not do like a love fest like Diddy. We don't like those. Do you know what I mean? Bloody hell. Hats off to Maresca. He has freed us from the shackles of Poch. See, today, I'll be honest, it's a bit like the Wolves game. It felt like a bit of a Poch game today because we didn't have all the possession. To be fair, on the Poch, we often had a lot of possession. But yeah, Gusto is amazing. Honestly, as a package, he can be considered on par better with James on his day. I'm not quite sure I agree with that. I think people are just forgetting quite how good Reece James is on his day, but obviously can't fault or blame anyone for that because that's on Reece never being fit. I'd probably give him a 7. Nah, too many in the chat have said 7.5. If I give Cuckoo a 7.5, let's give Gusto a 7.5 as well. Cuckoo's stats itself also didn't look that great. Saying no Diddy before GTA 6 is wild. Mate, can we please get GTA 6 soon? My God, I'm desperate for a new game to play. Now we're off to seeing another Cuckoo Masterclass of Conference League. Mate, I bloody hope so. Isn't that crazy? Now we see Parma on the weekend, Cuckoo in midweek. I mean, hey, obviously Jackson was a bit unfortunate today, but hey, good evening from Italy. Good evening, Lamin. I hope you're well, my guy. And a lot of people are agreeing with the 7.5 for Gusto, so I'm happy with that as well. Let's move on to Moises Caicedo then, who obviously had that moment where he should have done a bit better with it in that first half that led to the first goal. But in the grand scheme of things, I thought he had another good game, if I'm being honest. Let's look at the stats and let's see how good of a game we all think he did. 70% passing accuracy, 72%, 21 out of 29. Could be a bit better, if we're being honest, but still not bad. 2 out of 2 successful dribbles. That's pretty good. 2 out of 3 tackles. That's pretty good. 6 out of 10 aerial duels. It's pretty good as well. Not amazing, but pretty good. And aerial duels is 1 out of 3. It's not the tallest in the world. I'll give Caicedo 7.5 as well. Would you guys agree? 7.5. Like I say, Joel said, I need to probably open it up again. Sorry. A couple of 10.5s. I'm seeing Ricardo said, I'm sure Ten Hag is chewing his words about Sancho. Sancho is at home. We must keep him. If you can't see his attitude is positive. Oh, welcome back, Lavia. Great player. Yeah, absolutely love Lavia. I was so glad to see him back. Like JC said, our bench is actually so crazy. We might have the best squad apart from Man City and maybe Arsenal. Honestly, in terms of we just don't have a good goalkeeper and maybe a little bit of, well, now that Lavia is back, I guess the 6 isn't a lack of depth anymore, I suppose. I guess you can make that case. It's just that we have 30 million completely wasted on Ken Dewsbury Hall, but hey, it is what it is. More 7.5s. You guys are drinking the Kool-Aid too much. It isn't healthy. Well, what would you give him then? I haven't seen your rating, bro. Well, you said 7 as well. Well, people are just saying 7.5 more, bro. You know? But by the way, guys, to Americans, this might be weird. I'm not sure if British people have tried this. I've never had Kool-Aid. I know what it is, but I've never had it. So, yeah. So much for that. By the way, any of you guys watching from Florida, I hope you're all right if you're from Florida with all the hurricane stuff going on. So be safe, please. Look after yourself, look after others, and hope everything goes all right, if any of you are from Florida. But yeah, Lavia is closer to Rodri than Rice is. In ability, maybe. Looks harder. Harder than what? I don't know. But let's just give Caicedo that 7.5, shall we, boys? I'm really happy with how... Maybe I should do this every week like this. I mean, maybe we get some people on for like the pre-game chat. And we do the post-match streams always as just the one, because I'm loving the interaction we have in the chat. Are you guys enjoying it as well? I hope so. I hope so. Never had Kool-Aid. We have Lucasade or whatever, but drink water, people. Well, yeah, first of all, true. But Lucasade is not at all comparable to Kool-Aid. I think Kool-Aid is one of these things that, like, it's kind of like a sugary powder that you then pour into water, and that kind of makes your drink. Like, we have similar things here, but I just think that the sugar contains are probably dramatically different. Yeah, mate, it's good when you engage with it. Lovely. Love that. Oops, Caicedo. Kool-Aid is peak. But peak shit or peak good? Do you know what I mean? Be clear, bro. But yeah, Caicedo 7.5. Interesting. Shall we get to Enzo Fernandez? Because I think this is going to be the most, I guess, maybe controversial one, potentially alongside Jackson and Madueke. Let's talk about Enzo Fernandez. Let me bring up his stats. Oh, wrong one again. There you go. Let's bring up his stats. 84% passing accuracy. Now, that's better than, I think, every player we've looked at so far, actually. So, it's not bad, is it? 21 out of 25 is not bad. Long balls, 4 out of 5. It's impressive as something. Do you know what I mean? Passing to final third 6 could be a tad higher, but still good. Corners, not sure why I mentioned that. Tackles 1, okay. That's obviously what people criticize. 5 out of 11 ground duels ain't bad either. Like, Caicedo had 6 out of 10. He has 5 out of 11. Like, it's not that much different. Aerials, he didn't lose one either, so that's pretty good going, I suppose. Now, again, I say this always when we look at stats. The thing with stats is, the problem is, what about the aerial duels or general duels that they should have contested but didn't get into because they were either too slow or, I don't know, a bit lazy or whatever you want to say, right? I'm not saying this is what happened today, but when you look at stats, there might always be duels that they didn't contest that they should have contested. And there's sometimes also duels where the point wasn't really winning the ball back, but more slowing the opponent down. And then that's sometimes a duel that counts as loss, even though the aim was to slow the guy down and that was successful. So that's why these kind of dual stats always have to see with a bit of a pinch of salt. So what am I seeing in terms of rating? JC says, I hate how Enzo was so upfield during the first 20 minutes, but other than that, he played well. Should have 2 world-class assists too. What was the second one? What is the second world-class assist he should have? Because obviously the one to Palmer hit the post. That was an outrageous pass by Enzo. Remind me of the other one, please. Enzo says 5. Ceasin says 5.5. Joel says Enzo was man of the match against Brighton last season. Was it? I can't even remember. Stats like 4 out of 5 passes. That's 5 minutes. No. That's just the long balls, bro. In total, he has 21 out of 25. I've seen enough. I can't watch Enzo waiting for his one good pass per match. He doesn't read the game based on his ability. He thinks he's better than he is. Palmer just started hoofing it when we were in behind. What was Enzo doing? Where was Enzo during this? Well, playing other roles. Did he play the pass to Madueke? Where Madueke was ever so slightly offside before he squared it to Sancho. Okay. I hear that. I think Enzo was good. And when he came off, there was a notable drop in quality. Yes, this is, I think, the main point that we need to focus on by Carl. Once Enzo came off, tell me that we weren't worse. We didn't create a single other chance after that, I don't think. And now, obviously, we were 4-2 up. We were kind of seeing out the game or whatever. But I think we were notably worse when Enzo Fernandez came off. Notably, in my opinion. Notably. And obviously, let's not forget, Enzo Fernandez played the pass with which Jadon Sancho won us the penalty as well. We can't forget about that. The game slowed down after halftime. Okay, so we went from having a crazy game, which no one wants, because we didn't want to have that crazy game in the first half. So, if anything, the second half got better, not worse, I would argue. But 6 agreed. 6 for Enzo agreed. I'm not sure if you agreed with the guy above you. What will I give Enzo Fernandez? Let me go to the other screen, and then we'll talk about that again. Sorry about the neighbor's noise. I'm not even sure if it picks it up. It's getting like it's nearly 7 p.m. on a Saturday. Can we calm down the noise now? Like, I'm asking. I mean, I'm actually impressed with the manager today, as you should be. As you should be. What am I saying? Cranky, also when you make a sub in a fast-paced game, it slows down. Maybe I'm being a hater, though. Well, but didn't you say the game in general slowed down after halftime? And we didn't actually make any subs at halftime. But I see what you're saying, though. Enzo's Chelsea's worst midfielder now. I don't ever think I'd say that, but I miss Connor. Okay, like I miss Connor too, but not because Enzo isn't good enough. That's silly. People hate on Enzo for no reason. He's a quality baller. I agree. Romani, I agree. Enzo Fernandez 5.5 all season for me. I mean, for all season, I might think that's not too far off the reality. For today, I'll give him a 6, though. I think he did some good things. I think he did some not so good things. And overall, I think an average 6 is fair. It will be interesting because I'll be chatting to my guys obviously later, and we'll see what everybody else is saying. Let me actually look quickly at did I miss any major notifications as the game went out? Cause mid-play. So I'll show you guys that later. But what am I seeing? What am I seeing? What a pass from Palmer, and that was outrageous. Bloody hell. Palmer has 10 goals and assists this season, and Nicholas Jackson has 7. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? That is pretty crazy. I mean, I guess I'll bring that up when we get to it. But for now, yeah, I think Enzo's 6 is okay. I mean, Fernando says at least 7. You wanted to give what for Fana a 5, and now you want to give Enzo a 7? I'm interested. Enzo 5, he flatters to deceive. Okay. Under Potter, we were able to see Enzo's quality because he was played as a deep line playmaker, and that's no hate to Maresca. To be fair, at the time, we also didn't have Caicedo, who has also been absolutely phenomenal and arguably better at doing that because he combines also more defensive abilities with offensive abilities in terms of passing. You're biased. Okay, no, well, fair enough. If you're fair enough about it. Off the ball, Enzo looked exposed, but so did Georgie. That's why Caicedo is key in the system, just like Ante was. Good. Well done. I don't think Enzo is as exposed as Georgie was. Again, he wins his ground duel sometimes. But yeah, for the EPL, no way Enzo's a ball, except the odd chances he creates. He's a big liability. I'm sorry. No, man. You guys... It's like this fan base. I know I'm critical sometimes as well, but it's like this fan base just looks for things to hate and criticize. Genuinely, it just looks like we're not happy unless we can slag someone off. Sometimes it feels like that. Guys, again, still over 200 of you here. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get to 20,000 subscribers ASAP. I'm sure there's plenty of you here that haven't subscribed yet, so please do that. You don't miss any future streams. And hit that like button. Oh, and one thing I need to tell you about. You know what? Can I do that? Let me need to try something. Give me a second. You can debate still whether you think I'm an idiot for not being critical of Enzo Fernandez, if you want to. I'm not saying we can't play without him. I'm just saying we look better with him. Yeah, I agree with that. Now with Lavia being back, if that kind of ends up giving more options in the grand scheme of things, maybe Enzo doesn't always play because we could play a double pivot of Lavia and Enzo together. Of Lavia and Caicedo, and instead of inverting a fullback, we could allow the fullback to push up. Reece James, Malo Gusto could be really good for both of them if you deep it. I need to... What is happening? What is happening? So, there you go. So, I will need to show you a quick different screen for a second, guys. I hope I can actually show you this screen. Pay attention. This is important now, guys. This is very, very important. Application window. What? What? I'm asking it to share. Bloody hell. This is making things unnecessarily complicated. I'm asking it to share the Spotify screen, and it's telling me Google Chrome has lost rights to share the screen. I'm not even using Google Chrome. This makes no sense. This makes absolutely no sense, so I'll just have to show you elsewhere. There you go. So now I can show you. My apologies, guys. My apologies. Stick with me. There's a couple of you have left now. Seems a bit rude of you, really. But Pys and myself have a podcast. I've mentioned this a few times. The link is down in the description. It's called Chelsea Unfiltered, like as you can see, by CFCPys and myself, Laurenz Vescoli. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple Podcasts. The latest episode is down in the description below. Shout out Drew Peacock. What did he do? Did he do anything good? Well, pay attention. Lawrence keeps his face on screen. Well, yeah. No, anyways, it's marketing. Yeah, well, see, JC. Yes, me and Pys have a podcast now. We upload every Tuesday. Now, usually we would Did I just get mugged? I'm not even. Maybe I get mugged. Sorry, you're distracting me, guys. You're distracting me. Let me plug my podcast, okay? So we upload every Tuesday, except last week because Chelsea played on Tuesday. Therefore, we uploaded on Wednesday. But this week we will upload on Tuesday again, talking about, of course, this phenomenal game against Brighton and the phenomenal Cole Palmer. Yeah. The link to the latest episodes, obviously released on Wednesday, are both down in the description. Please do check them out. Follow us on both podcast platforms. And on Spotify, give us a 5-star rating. That would be massively appreciated. And now we move on. We move on from that. And I think we need to talk about the main man, don't we, guys? We need to talk about the main man, Cole flipping Palmer. Now, he's out of this world. He's out of this world good. What's funny that you're all distracting me? Shout out. True. I still don't get it. Am I an idiot? I use Spotify like an unused diaphragm. Fair dues. Yes, it is the most deserving 10 rated player, 100%. Look at his stats. 4 goals, 9.9 rating on FotMob out of 7 shots. Look at the map. Look at where the free kick came from. Look at it. Look at how far it is out. I would love to know the distance. He scored 4 goals from an expected 1.99 XG. Crazy. Shot accuracy 5 out of 7. What is his passing accuracy? 17 out of 24 is also decent. 1 out of 4 crosses, 6 out of 7 long balls. My God. Even the duels are okay. That pass, guys, that he played to Jackson, when Jackson kind of controlled it, but then kind of it went a bit behind him, he shot, and then the defender cleared it off the line. That pass by Palmer was like an absolute joke. An absolute joke. Obviously, he gets a 10. You know what? He gets an 11. I know usually we don't do this, but he gets an 11 because it's just out of this world. If Palmer was in Madrid, he would have won a Ballon d'Or by now. Agenda against Chelsea is strong. 100%. Now, obviously, part of it is that we played no Europe last season. That obviously didn't help his potential Ballon d'Or shouts. But he is at least in the top 30. But yeah, he's unbelievably good. He's just unbelievably good. JC says, one thing I love about Cole is when he missed his possible 5th goal, he was so mad at himself for missing it. 100%. 100%. I actually watched my local team yesterday winning 6-0 as well. And one player called Bright Obuzu, and we're playing the 4th division of Austria. So, don't call me a glory hunter. He scored 5 goals and he should have scored 10 himself. He really should have done. He was fuming after the game. And when I was watching this game, I was like, hold up. Did Cole Palmer watch my local team yesterday? It was mental. He deserved a standing ovation. Yes, he truly did. Now, just 10. He will get better games, I'm sure. Those games are for 11. Really? Better than today? Because he got robbed by his teammates of not only having 4 goals, but another 4 assists as well. And robbed himself of having 6 instead of 4 goals. He's a joke. He's a joke. So I'm going to stick to the 11. But I hear what you're saying, guys. Like, honestly, I don't even have the words. I can actually bring something interesting up. What Brighton manager Fabian Hürzeler said about Cole Palmer, because it's actually quite funny. He said, there aren't many players like Palmer in the league. He's special. He punishes every single mistake. You can't stop him. No, you can't, because he's too flipping good. He's my goat. Do you know what I mean? Cole Palmer, like, seriously, I shout again. Peter, stop it. Stop it. I still don't even get it. Stop it. But I still don't even, I can't even get over the fact. Think about it, GG. I should. Who's Drew? I don't know. Obviously, I get that it's a play on words, right? But I don't hear it what it's supposed to sound like. Sorry, guys. English is my first language, so I'm using that excuse. But yeah, what was I planning to say about Cole Palmer still? Forgot. I just know he's... Oh, yeah. I wanted to... You're not out of him. No, I'm not out of him, Peter. Please leave me alone. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, Cole Palmer. Is he actually the best player in the world? Like, is he actually maybe the best player in the world? Okay, Rodri. But Rodri's now injured. So is he now the best player in the world? Because Haaland is the best goal scorer in the world, for sure. But how much else does he do? You know? Vinicius, how much other than diving and dribbling does he do? Not much. Bellingham, I mean... Bellingham doesn't even scratch Cole Palmer's scrotum. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't even get anywhere close. Who else? I mean, in terms of form, you say that, but bro, he's been in this form for over a year. And he did his first 2 years of really playing. So he might actually be the best player in the world. We might have the best player in the world at our football club. You know how insane that is? Haaland is a blunt instrument. Palmer is an artist. You know what I was thinking? Obviously, a lot of people always call Haaland the robot, right? Haaland might be a robot, but you know, he's one of these android robots who are obviously OP because still robots. But Palmer is like ChatGPT 4.5. You know what I mean? Like, he's just too good. He's just absolutely too good. He must be AI. It's my only explanation. It's my only explanation for what this guy pulls off on nearly a weekly basis. I just can't get over it. I cannot get over it. Let me get to Noni Madueke. Shall we get to Noni? Shout out you, Cole Palmer, again once, obviously. Yeah, it wasn't his best game. Should have scored that one. You can see it here when he hit the side of the post. Could have had a couple of maybe. I mean, he would have had an assist for Sancho, to be fair, because he was ever so slightly offside, so he wasn't selfish in that moment at all. I mean, the passes map don't look great. He only had 5 passes. Obviously, got subbed off and then replaced by Neto. Only 1 out of 4 successful dribbles. Wasn't his best game. I mean, but he worked hard defensively. 2 out of 2 tackles, 4 out of 9 ground duels. Tracked back a lot, worked hard. So with that, shall we agree on a... Why are my neighbors still making so much noise? Like, it's 7 p.m. on a Saturday. Calm the flip down, man. But anyways, I guess they're working the week. Because we gave Enzo a 6, and I think Enzo was a tad better, I'll give Noni a 5.5. Do you guys think a 5.5 is fair? He was our worst outfield player today. I'm thinking 4. Sorry, not 4. Puzzled says 4. I don't think 4. I think either 5 or 5.5. I'm thinking that. So I need a few more of you in the chat. And again, still over 160 of you here. Again, subscribe, hit that like button for me. But let me know in the chat what you would rate Noni Madueke. Like I said, I would, if I see more of you go with 5, then I do 5.5. So we'll go with that. Shout out to, see, I get that one. You know, good old bend over. Should have been subbed at halftime. Probably should have been. Fernando says 5.5. To be fair, you did say 5.5 to 6, so very good. Would personally give 5 though. Okay. So that's a 5. That's a 5. I mean, Puzzled obviously went even below, so I need a few more of you in the chat to tell me what you would have given him. By the way, if you aren't active in the chat, that means you're not subscribed. That has 2 reasons: either you haven't subscribed, or you don't have a Google account. Neither of those 2 things are excuses. So please get involved in the chat and subscribe for me. Cranky says he shoots when he should pass, passes when he should shoot, or because he wants to be a better all-round player. Next game will be great. Maybe. I mean, I don't think this always applies. For example, he did square it to Jackson in that moment. Sancho in that moment. I mean, I get the crispy one. But what was the other one again? Where was the other one? Drew P. Now I got it. Yeah, cheers, Peter. I've got it now. I've clocked on. It's enough now. Noni was the worst. 5.9. We speed up teams more than any other team. He is part of that. He is. 5, 6, 5.5. You know what? 5.5, but I think he's better than Neto. Okay. You know what? We'll stick with the 5.5. Let's not get too hung up about it. See, I would next week, in our next Premier League game, honestly, I can't remember who we're playing next week. It's a Forest at home, right? Forest at home, I would start with Neto at right wing, just to see how Neto does starting in the best team at right wing, because we've seen him obviously on the left, but I don't like Neto so much on the left. And then when Neto came on today, the game just wasn't that vibe anymore as much as in the first half, so it was a bit more tricky. Moving on to Jadon Sancho, and on that very note, I will bring up a quick different screen for you, because Sancho is making me happy as well. Sancho is making me happy. I gotta say, I'm showing you on here. I need to remove this comment off the screen. Oh, it's a legend. Oh, yeah. Shout out to you, please. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I finally got it, though. Hey, aren't you happy for me? Jadon Sancho, 3 assists in 3 games, and is balling out already, working hard off the ball too. Cheers, Man United. And also 3 assists. I'm pretty sure he didn't even have 3 assists for Man United. Maybe he did. But certainly not. I mean, shame. Obviously, he scored today, but it was obviously the Madueke in the build-up was unfortunately offside. So otherwise, it would have been Jadon's first Chelsea goal as well, which would have been great. But he got that assist for Palmer's 4th goal. Another phenomenal finish, a great assist. He obviously won the penalty, which doesn't officially go down as an assist, but it's still kind of an assist. And if I bring up his stats, I just thought he was very, very good. I thought he worked hard defensively on most occasions. Passing is pretty good. 14 out of 20 is okay. Chances created 1, penalties 1, another 1. That's great. 6 out of 8 successful dribbles. Bloody hell, these are crazy numbers, man. These are crazy numbers. You know, like last season and early in the season, we praised Noni Madueke for being by far the best dribbler, for having like 3 or 4 in a game. Sancho every game has like 5, 6, 7. It's crazy. This guy's crazy. Now, not much tackles, but duels is strong. 7 out of 11. Good going for him. Love that. Absolutely love that. I've seen someone in the chat, and let me move over to their player rating screen one more time. Still 150 for you. Appreciate you all, by the way, guys. James Sancho, what have I seen in the chat? I've seen 8.5. I've seen 7.5. I've seen 7.5 to 8, so that's pretty good. Peter, now I really love you, but please stop it with the joke now. We got it now. It's okay. But, you know, don't overdo it, please. 8 from Kyle. What do you mean United in the mud? United losing? Because of Sancho. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Bayern Munich Leverkusen is currently 1-1. What a game that is, by the way, as well. Iqbali was in the stands again today. Supposedly no Todd Bowley. You know what, guys? I think I agree with the 8 for Sancho. I did last year. I did even make a league on this channel and everything, but I just get too bored of it. And then once I forgot, and then once I don't know. It's just not so much my thing. I'm sorry. I know it should be as a content creator in this sphere, but it's just not. I'm sorry. James Sancho has now provided more Premier League assists this season than Bruno Fernandes, Alejandro Garnacho, Marcus Rashford, Mason Mount, Christian Eriksen, Joshua Zirkzee, and Kobe Mainoo combined. James Sancho, my goat. Proper Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? Inspired Sancho is fun to watch. 8. He is fun to watch. That I think that is one of the biggest things for me. He's a fun player to watch. Sancho is happy. Mount is drooling at United. I feel sorry for him, but I will always love Mount. Made the wrong decision, but he will learn. I think you put that very well, Ricardo. I think you put that very well. I agree. And I will give Sancho an 8. I agree with that as well. 1 is an important penalty in that moment. It was a huge penalty for us to get at 1-1 still. The assist, you know, because they got one back for 3-2. That could have, obviously, we could have lost the game again there. And then Sancho's assist to the 4-2 was obviously crucial. So very important goal. Very, very assist. Very, very happy. And now let's get to the last of the starting 11. Nicholas Jackson. So what do we do with Nicholas Jackson today then, guys? Because he got an assist. Not the most special assist, but he got an assist nonetheless. But he should have scored so much more. Why didn't he score so much more? Passes actually the same numbers as Noni, which is interesting. Had unexpected goals of 0.97. 2 out of his 4 shots on target. 1 out of 2 successful dribbles. The duels, okay, to be fair. 3 duels in total, lost 2. What do we make of him? Obviously, he got unlucky. But I'm also thinking the way the game was, there wasn't much like, you know, hold up play. There wasn't much like crazy physical play for the striker against the centre back. What if Nkunku played today? The whole game, that first half. How many more goals could we have had? Or early second half? How many more could it have been? I don't know. Because that's what JC is saying. Jackson should have got a hat-trick. But I'm seeing it interesting. Fernando saying 7. Freddie saying 7. Fire Red 7. 5.5. Puzzled saying 6 if you add the assist. Well, what do you mean 5 but 6 if you add the assist? Well, he got the assist. It wasn't a fake assist. So I don't know what you're saying. Sanchez 8.5 for me. His performance for past games was excellent. Fairs. We won't put 8 for now, but I hear you. 7 for Jackson. I'm actually also surprised at how high Brighton defenders play. Chelsea strikers would have cooked them. Yeah, exactly. Like so many of us, like when Morata might have missed like Jackson did today in terms of when he gets all those moments in behind. But my God, we would have had some strikers over the years. Jackson should have, would have, could have. Well, except last week. A hat-trick, no goal. Yes, 6.57. I'm going to agree with that last bit. 6.57. I'm going to give him a 6.5. Something in me is saying just give him a 6. Because he messed up too many chances. But I'm also like, the over-the-top ball from Palmer, it was a great ball, but the goalkeeper was storming at him, so the touch wasn't, I would say, bad. He then didn't take, like, way long to shoot. He kind of shot pretty quickly. It was just a good clearance. Sure, you can argue don't shoot straight in the middle of the goal, shoot closer to the post, and that's less likely to be an interception and a block, I guess. Once way just shot it wide, once way hit the keeper. Unfortunate. Let's say unfortunate. I'll say 6.5. But yeah, 6 for Jackson. Shout out to Brighton for sticking with their game plan. I mean, if I was them, I'm not giving him a shout out. But yeah, funny excuses for poor finishing is a disaster. But last week he had amazing finishing, so I don't think we can just say, "Oh, he's not bad at finishing." It just wasn't his day. I think that's okay if that happens. The thing about Jackson is he was always so good during build-up and such. Just score. Come on, he's a striker. Philip's like, yeah, that's true. But last week he did. Just today he didn't. What if Kunku was playing 7-2 and Kunku is better than Jackson? He's better at Jackson than finishing. I don't think he's better than Jackson at everything. But yeah, he did his job, aka he worked hard. Yeah, he did work hard and he did do some useful things as well. But yeah, Puzzle Live TV saying, yep, hot and cold. But yeah, I'm going to give him a 6.5. I'm going to give him a 6.5. Liverpool are now winning against Wolves just before halftime. They made it 1-0. So that drops us down to, what is it, 4th or 5th in the table 10 that we are if Liverpool win. I know, but Villa only play tomorrow, don't they? So if Villa win as well, then we go back to 5th. But for now, we are 4th. Liverpool obviously ahead of us now that they are winning. Obviously, Arsenal were playing 2-2 at some point against Leicester, but then still won it at the end. City dropping more points again today. So we're only 1 point behind Arsenal and only 1 point behind City, which is kind of mad. You know, who would have seen that coming? Who would have seen that coming? Let me quickly get to the subs that we made. The first one being, I need to go reverse, was Pedro Neto coming on for Noni Madueke. Neto. Then we had Vega replacing Cucurella. Then we had Mudryk coming on for Sancho. Honestly, not sure what Mudryk did all game long, or in that 20 minutes that he played. And then at the end, we made a double sub. Jackson being replaced by Christopher Nkunku, and Enzo Fernandez being replaced by the returning from injury Romeo Lavia. In particular, Pedro Neto. Let me bring up his stats if I can. Pedro Neto stats. Let me just share the screen for you guys to look at as well. 5 out of 5 passes. That's good going. Dribbles, 0 out of 2. Accurate cross, 0 out of 1. Tackles, okay, 1 out of 1. Yeah, I'm just going to give him a 6. I'm just going to give him a 6. Is that fair? Like, obviously a 6 is a start. This is not a full-on 6 like the starters are getting. Now, you know what? I don't think it was better than Noni. So I'm going to have to say 5.5 because I think it would be harsh to get the player that replaced Noni but didn't do anything more to give him a higher rating than Noni himself got. But I can absolutely hear people saying give him a 6 instead. And then the next sub, like I say, was Vega and Mudryk. I guess we can look at their stats as well. Why not? Let me shift it over to the FOTMOB screen one more time. We had Vega, 9 out of 13 passes, 0 out of 3 long balls could be better. Tackles 1, 3 out of 5 strong. 5 out of 6 ground duels, that's strong. You know what? Give him a 7. Give him a 7. And Mudryk, what did he have? 1 pass, so that's good going. 2 touches. Oh my God, he played 19 minutes and had 2 touches. How does this even happen? I mean, Mudryk is the biggest NA you've ever seen. 90% passing accuracy, not much to say for Lavia as well. And also not much to say for Nkunku, really, because obviously he played very little towards the end. But yeah, I will give Vega a rating just because he did good. Maybe not fully necessary, but there was something there. Strong passing accuracy and everything else. Sorry, guys. I need to super quickly let my cat out of the living room, who, as you can hear him screaming like an absolute madman in the background, because usually when I'm here with 2 people, obviously it doesn't matter if I need to quickly let my cat go somewhere. But today it does. Oh, where's the rating for Sanchez gone? Okay, I think that tells us that it really wants us to give him a clown rating, because what a clown he is. What a clown he is. Before I get to Enzo Maresca, guys, put it in a chat. Just half a second. You can still hear me. I'll still talk to you. I'll quickly let my cat out. Where is he? There he is. I'm not even sure if the microphone still picks it up. Come on, cat, move on. And you still hear me. I hope you can. This is very interesting. I'm just shouting around my room to still speak to you guys because I quickly had to get up from a chair. Maresca. Guys, what are we saying? What are we saying? Enzo Maresca, is he impressing you? Is he surprising you? Sorry? Nah. Is that true? Hold up. Nah, this can't be true. This has to be AI. Look at this picture, guys. Ekbali was doing the shush. What is happening? Ekbali. Yes, we can. It's scary. Okay. Is it scary? I don't know. But Ekbali was doing the shush. Okay, that's funny. I don't like Ekbali. I think he's a dickhead and an egomaniac and a control freak. But it's funny that he's doing the shush. I'm not sure who was shushing. Our own fans, Brighton fans. Don't know. Maybe he's just replicating what Palmer did because he thinks it's cool. I've no idea. But big up for that one. That's funny. But yeah, Maresca, a couple of you have replied already. 8, very good so far. You gave up on Modric, ignore that one. But yeah, has Maresca impressed you? Because I've got to say, Maresca has impressed me. Maresca has impressed me. Like, obviously, I knew that he can't be an awful manager. Everything I heard in the summer, everyone I talked to, people that are Leicester specialists, people that are just football specialists that have watched Leicester and analysed Leicester, I knew that Maresca clearly isn't a bad manager, even if he hadn't been in the Premier League in the top flight before. But he's seriously impressing me. The way he's prepared for every game, the way he ever so slightly adapts his own play style to the opponent. Like sometimes we play a 3-3-4. Sometimes, like today, we play a 4-2-4 almost. Sometimes we play a 3-2-4-1. And sometimes we press with just a striker. Sometimes the wingers come inside. Sometimes, we adapt so well to what the opponents do without like going overboard and going crazy with like adapting. So yeah, it's pretty unbelievable. It's pretty unbelievable, I think, what Maresca is doing. I mean, people calling him Pepe is quite crazy. Fire Red says, yes, he has. I like that he isn't one-track minded. Yeah, I agree, because that's the weird thing. All these Leicester experts, all these people that have analysed it, that's kind of how they put Maresca across, isn't it? They kind of all made it sound like, yeah, he's always going to do his thing. He always has his game plan and only minorly adapts to it. And at Chelsea, at least, that hasn't been applicable at all. Like he to some extent rotates. He uses the squad well. Of course, it's easier this season because we have the Conference League and these cups to use all the other players. Then maybe it would have been last season when we only had the Premier, and obviously the cups as competitions. But yeah, Cranky says he's so clear and accurate. He's clearly someone who's got his life straight, no excuses and accountability. I agree with that. Even when speaking about Ben Chilwell, right, guys, he was like almost saying like maybe it was a bit of a mistake the way he kind of not that I still don't believe that it was fully him that banished him from the squad, but the way he said that these guys won't get minutes, blah, blah, blah. Still, he did okay when he came on the other day. Now, I know it was a 4th division opponent, but still. JC, the thing I like most about Maresca is how he has shown his authority towards the players, dropping players and what he demands from them. You can clearly see the dressing room respects him. Yeah, I agree with that. And I think everybody kind of grasped that quite quickly, that has a lot of authority and there's no messing around with him. I also love the fact that the players that aren't picked in the squad, whether they're injured or just not selected, for home games, they have to be there. You saw that after the Barrow game, all the players were there, shaking hands with the players when they came off the pitch and stuff. It just has to stay out the way, like Poch figured out. What do you mean stay out of the way? Out of the way of the opponent, of the owners? Because what I think Maresca is doing so much better than Poch, and maybe Poch's thinking behind that was his Spurs past. Maybe he didn't want to disrespect Spurs too much. Maybe he was concerned about getting booed or abused if he approached our fans too much, like clapping after away games or whatever. Because Maresca does that. Maresca goes over to the away fans. He pushes the players to go thank the away fans. And he, today as well, was clapping the whole stadium. And yeah, Maresca gets that part. Maresca really, truly does get that, because does get that part. Opponent is owners. Kind of agree. Yeah, there you go. Maresca, he switches game plans mid-match. We haven't seen that for years. Well, no, Tuchel did do that, but not towards the end, I suppose. Not towards the end, I suppose. Enzo Maresca today, for me, I was happy with the 11. The only thing I maybe question a little bit is Gusto playing 90 minutes. Not sure if that was necessary or smart, but hey, fair enough. I think if we got a 5-2, I think he would have probably taken Gusto off, but we didn't. So maybe he was concerned about Mitoma playing against one of our centre-backs, which I guess I hear. I think today warranted him an 8. You know what? Actually, I think today warranted him an 8.5, because it's not his fault that Sanchez is a mug. The only thing you can criticize really is that he didn't take Sanchez off after his 2 howlers. But, I mean, the way he makes Sancho work, the way he makes Palmer work. Okay, Madueke, the last couple of games, maybe a little bit less so. The way he's making Caicedo look stronger, the way he's giving so much responsibility to Levi Colwell, the way Cucurella is shining more and more and more. While Poch was trying to sell him, we're basically saying he's useless. Okay, Jackson didn't score today, but I think Jackson took another serious and significant step up in ability. It's crazy. Enzo Maresca, take a bow, my boy. This boy is building something. And I don't want to get too hyped. And I'm sure there's going to come periods this season when we're not going to be as great. I'm sure there's going to be periods this season when we're going to drop points unnecessarily, when we're going to lose games. I'm sure it's going to happen. I'm sure of it. But for now, let's just live in the moment, guys. We're playing Conference League again on Thursday. We should win that as well. Cole Palmer calls Romeo Lavia calls Palmer mid-player on his match ball. Obviously, he scored a hat-trick, more than a hat-trick, so he gets the match ball. And Lavia wrote, "You're a mid-player regardless." That is funny. Shout out to Romeo Lavia. So glad to have him back as well. I absolutely love that. We have harder opponents yet to come. Be patient. No, that's true. That is true, and we still need to see how that goes. But Brighton were unbeaten until today. Just because we beat them today and made them almost look so average, and we made them look so average that even though they scored 2 goals, because we gifted them those 2 goals, like it should have just been way more clear the way we performed. Like our performance against Brighton today was more of a 4-5-0 performance than it was a 4-2 performance. Either a 4-5-0 or a 6-7-2, like realistically. But you're right. Still, harder opponents are still to come. And we've got some coming up. Obviously, we've still got Newcastle. We might have Newcastle in a cup if they, as you would expect, beat Wimbledon in their postponed cup round. Then we've got Liverpool. We've got Man United soon. We've got Arsenal soon. Like big games coming up. Big games coming up. And this is where the true test comes in. But because we have such a big squad, and as much as sometimes the big squad can be an issue, for when you have a lot of big back-to-back games, it's going to be crucial and really, really helpful. JC says, we scored the most this season in the Premier League. That's definitely something. Oh, yes. That is definitely something. Obviously, we should still win concede a bit less than we do, but that will come as well. We sat back and struggled and trudged to win. You've got to be joking, because that can't be true. Mason, could have been 7-2 with clinical finishing. Nkunku would have feasted. Can't wait for Thursday now, Genk. Won't be easy, though. Well, Ghent, actually. It's weird. Like, Belgium. Come on. Can you figure something out? I'll put it in a chat, right? There is Ghent and there is Genk. Those are 2 different teams in Belgium. Both have a blue badge, is not that different. The one has looks like a, what's the politically correct word? A Native American with their head jewelry, whatever you call it, and the other one just has a G, but they're nearly the same team. Oh no, they're nearly the same name, even though Ghent in the city is actually spelled with Ghent. But still, come on, guys, you can't have the same color of badge when you basically have the same name of city and club. That makes no sense. Oh, is it? Sorry, then I changed that Chelsea for big up you. Obviously, no problem. I thought maybe it was more of a typo rather than getting it wrong. You never heard of either of them. Can't think that seriously anymore now, JC. No, I'm joking. But I think, guys, it's about the right time to wrap this one up. I just spoke for an hour and 17 minutes completely on my own. So my voice is a bit tired. So I'm going to just have a lovely Saturday evening now. Chelsea won. It's a great day. My local team won 6-0 yesterday as well. Fantastic. Ghent is a toilet, is it? I don't know what toilet you're talking about, but I am absolutely buzzing. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning in today. I'm glad you enjoyed the interactive, way we did this stream today. Thank you, Joe. Hope you enjoyed the weekend as well. Hope everybody else is enjoying the weekend. Happy weekend, everybody. Like JC said, ladies and gentlemen, please do one more time. I'll ask you, hit that subscribe button for me. Let's get to 20,000 subscribers as soon as we can. Hit that like button as well. Let me see. It doesn't show me how many likes I'm on. Let me just do we're on 83 likes. Guys, we're on 83 likes. There's still enough of you here that I'm sure haven't hit like yet. Go down below and hit that like button for me so we get to 100 likes before we finish this stream. I would massively appreciate that. So please do that, guys. And one more time, the link to mine and Pice's podcast, let me actually bring it up one more time on the screen so you can look at it. Chelsea Unfiltered, as it's called, is the link to it is down in the description. It's on Spotify, it's on Apple Podcasts, link is down there. New episode will be out on Tuesday, as every week, unless Chelsea play on Tuesday, then it might be the day before or after. So yes, please check out the podcast. You'll very much enjoy it, I'm sure of it. If you're, I don't know, on the way to work, home from work, in the gym, whatever you're doing, well, cleaning your flat, whatever you might be up to. So yeah. Also, before you end the stream, what? I'm waiting. Cranky Man says, pick up the Chels. Have a good one, Laurenz. Good night. Chat. Yes, good night, everybody. Have a good one, Laurenz. Always a pleasure. Any chance we will see match day vlogs again anytime soon? From me, well, I don't go to many games, do I? In Europe, maybe this season. We'll see. I'm not really a vlog person. I've never done a vlog myself, actually. I've done one vlog that I filmed now 7 years ago. Crazy, isn't it? When Chelsea played in Rome, Champions League, Conte's second season, and we lost 3-0. And I was vlogging away there. I was trying to be all artsy, you know, getting on the train as the door opens, door closes, being at the Colosseum, going to the stadium. And then I was, you know, kind of trying to film and everything. And then we just conceded goal after goal after goal. And after the second goal, I was like, no, I'm not putting the camera out anymore here. Fuck this. I was fuming. And then it was freezing cold. It was Halloween in Rome. And they kept us in the stadium for an hour and a half after the final. It was an hour and a half. It was midnight by the time we left the stadium. It was unbelievable. But maybe one day, JC. For Matchday Vlogs, shout out to Lewis and shout out to Charlie. Check those out. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, everybody tuning in, I appreciate you all very, very much. Thank you guys for watching. Up the Chelsea. Upwards and onwards. And I'll see you next time.